Good morning, students. Students, we have already completed 8 chapters. Now, in this video, we are going to start the next chapter, which is internal trade. In this video, I am going to give you the introduction of this chapter. So, let's start. Students, the chapter name is internal trade. First of all, we have to understand what is the meaning of trade. What is the trade in a simple way? When we buy or purchase any goods and services, this transaction is known as trade. So, as you all know, so student, it is an important branch of commerce being buying and selling of goods. Trade activity includes group of peoples, merchants, middlemen or traders. Traders buy goods from the producer and sell them to the consumer. So this is a process of the buying and selling of goods and services, and this process is known as trade. Now students, trade is also divided into two parts: internal and external trade. And internal trade is also divided into two parts: wholesale trade and retail trade. Internal trade means if we do trading, means if we buy and sell goods and services within a geographical boundaries of a country, is known as internal trade. And external means if we do trading, means if we buy and sell goods and services from outside of the country, is known as, or to the outside of a country, is known as external trade. So internal trade means uh, on the geographical wise, internal trade is also divided into two three parts, like intrastate, state trade, or within a, internal trade, interstate or state trade. Now, as trade is divided into two parts, wholesale and retail, same as external trade is also divided into three parts: import trade, export trade, and entrepot trade. So in this chapter we will only learn about the internal trade. Internal trade means buying and selling of goods and services within the boundaries of a nation, as referred as the internal trade. It is also divided into three parts: domestic, it is also known as domestic trade, nation business, and home trade. Now external trade, the business activities take place across the geographical boundaries, is known as external or international trade. Now internal trade is divided into two parts, as I said, wholesale and retail. Wholesale means if a person buy in a bulk and sell them in a small quantities to the retailer, is known as wholesale trade. So this definition is: a wholesaler is a person who buy goods in a large quantity from the producer and sells the minimum small quantities to the retailer, is known as wholesale trade. Now characteristic of wholesale, it plays a role of intermediary between the primary producer or manufacturer and the retailer. Now second feature is wholesale. Wholesaler operate on a large scale and deal only a limited line of goods, means it buy in bulk and deal in a small quantity. No, next is not directly deal with the individual customers. Mainly, it deals with a commission holder, or we can say that agent and retailer. So, not directly deal with the individual consumer. And next feature is wholesalers sell their goods in a small quantity. Like this is a wholesale trade. Now, retail trade. Retail trade means if a person purchases goods from the wholesaler in a large quantity, or but in a small slots, then it is known as retail trade, and then sell to the customer. Now the term retailer is derived from a French word retail, which means the to cut. Retailer is a person who buy goods in a large quantity from a wholesaler, cut them into a small lots and sell them to the ultimate consumer. Means retail trade is a trade who plays an important role between the consumer and wholesaler, who purchases goods from the wholesaler and sell to the consumer. Now characteristics of retail trade is: a retailer is a last link between the link in the chain of distribution, because it um, meet to the demand of ultimate consumer. Next, sales them to ultimate consumer. As I said, he act as a connecting link between wholesale and consumer. As I said, he deals in a wide variety of goods. Means he purchases in a large quantity, but these large quantities having the wide varieties of different product. Next, thus occupies a key role in a marketing. It also plays an important role in advertising the product which is launched by a manufacturer or any producer. Okay. Now students, retail trade is also divided into some groups. Like, retail trade is divided into two parts: itinerant traders and fixed shop traders. Itinerant means a traders who are not having a fixed place is known as itinerant, like cheapjacks and hawkers, peddlers, street traders, market traders. So these are some people who sell their goods to move from one place to another place. So that's why it is known, they are known as itinerant traders. And fixed shop traders, the person who are having a fixed place is known as fixed shop traders. Now fixed shop trader is also divided into two parts: small and large. Small traders like street stall, general stores, second hand goods variety store, specialty store. Now large like cooperative societies, cooperative stores, mail order houses, supermarkets, multiple store, we can say that chain store, and departmental store. So students, this is a classification of retailer which we will learn in detail in our next video or a second part of this chapter. So student, let's review again the chapter internal trade. Trade means if we buy and purchase anything in lieu of money, in return of money, is known as trade. Now trade is divided into two parts: internal and external trade. And internal trade is also divided into two parts: wholesale and retail trade. Internal trade means we sell goods and services within a boundaries of a nation. It is known as internal. If we take the business activity take place across the geographical boundaries, is known as external trade. Wholesale trade means if a person buys in a large quantity and sell that product in a small quantity, is known as wholesale trade. Okay. Now retail means a person who purchases in a large quantity, but they purchase a wide variety of goods and uh, sell them to the ultimate consumer, is known as retail trade. Now retail trade is also divided into two parts: itinerant retailer and fixed shop retailer. Itinerant means who are not having a fixed place of their operation, who move one place to another for sell their things. And fixed shop means a person or a retailer who are having a fixed shop for their operation, for their means selling, purchasing or trading activity. Like itinerant means cheapjacks, market traders, street traders, hawkers and peddlers, some other examples of itinerant. And fixed shop is small and large. Small means street holder, general stores, second hand goods shop, specialty shop, and large departmental stores, multiple stores, supermarket, mail order houses, and cooperative society. Students, this topic has been completed. Now in the next video we will continue the rest of the chapter. Okay students. Thank you. Sairam.